Welcome to the Books, Beards, Booze podcast, where we talk books, drink booze, and have beards.
All right. As always, I am Bob of Tales by Bob.
I'm the ass of the podcast, Derek.
I am creative consultant Tanya.
Kind of low energy there.
Creative consultant Tanya.
There we go. Because you know why we're hype? Because we're talking about other podcasts and folks that we support.
I like these things.
There are some really, one of the best things about doing this podcast is some of the connections that we've made. Mm-hmm. And we just wanted to take a moment to, really bring attention to some of these people. And so I'll say, Tony, you don't really listen to many podcasts for real. You're more of an audiobook person.
Yeah, I am definitely more of an audiobook person. I go through spurts, though, where I just, go real heavy on podcasts, and then I'm like, okay, well, book time.
Yeah. And Derek, you listen to a good bit of podcasts, but you don't really listen to a lot of literary podcasts.
No.
That's really more my wheelhouse. That's most of what I listen to these days. And a lot of these podcasts have reached out to us. I've reached out to them, and we've done some cross-promotion. You've probably heard us talk about some of these. Mm-hmm. But we just kind of wanted to come together and talk about a lot of these. So we're not going to spend a ton of time talking about each one, but these are some podcasts that you should check out. First up, Terrible Book Club.
They're so good.
They are fucking hilarious.
I love it.
Basically, it's two folks from Boston, two metal musicians from Boston, that they find books that look really terrible, or maybe the back cover doesn't make a lot of sense, or just generally looks like this book's not going to be good.
This looks like shit. Reads like it's going to be like shit.
Yeah, they read it and do an hour-long review of it, and it's great. But they'll do some weird stuff on there. Like the last one that they did the Mueller report. No. Yeah, the last one they read was a screenplay, and it's funny. But then, it was a terrible screenplay, but their take on it was humorous. But then, before that was a Mueller report. But mostly they do books, But it's kind of neat to see them take on some really weird topics that you wouldn't expect. Don't Call It a Book Club is a couple guys that they read sci-fi and fantasy novels. And we do that, but they go deep dive on one book and do 3 hour-long episodes per book. Just really break it up and just do a deep dive on it. But they have some very unique takes on it. That's kind of their thing. Is they're gonna talk about it, but probably not talk about what most people would talk about. And that, to me, that's the appeal. You're gonna get some weird hot takes.
God farting, the God farts. Yeah, in Warbringer.
Do the Warbringer? Do the gods fart? Because they're perfect. They're perfect digestion. That was just
yeah.
That's.
How many buttholes
I didn't know I needed to know that, but now I need to know that.
Yeah.
Next up is the Drunk Guys Book Club. Mm-hmm. They're a lot like us. They drink on the air and talk about books. But they're not really sci-fi, fantasy focused. They just talk about...
Do all the things?
Do all the things. I
like all the things.
Yeah, but for Short Story Month, they did a whole month of nothing but short stories. And they did some sci-fi fantasy in that. And so it's just some guys from New York getting together. Every episode, they try 3 different beers that they pick themed on what they're reading.
I dig it.
And yeah, they're funny. They're enjoyable guys. Next is Pop DNA. 2 delightful women from the West Coast that they talk about in pop culture things, what is the book, where do these ideas originate from in books. So they talked about last episode I listened to, they were talking about Star Wars and where about Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. Yeah. And how that influenced Star Wars and stuff like that. So really cool. It's fairly intellectual, but still these are 2 very grounded women just having good conversation. Good stuff. Weird take. Not recommended for any of us, although I have listened to a couple episodes. Elderberry. The Elderberry podcast. It's kids' books.
Ooh.
Okay? So I recommend that everyone go listen because the voice is just so smooth and good. But it's kids' books. Kids' picture books. So you're not going to get gritty depth here because it's a kids' book. But just, God, such a good voice. Next, our longtime friends, Rushmore Podcast.
Yeah.
We will always promote them. They've supported us from the word go. We support them. Just two guys from South Mississippi making their lists of top 4, whatever.
And if you really want to support them, you should send them
funny hats.
hats.
Oh yeah. They love fun hats.
Big
Send them
time.
all the fun hats.
Yep.
They'll love it. Last, this is a new podcast. It's called The Realms Podcast. It's a world building podcast. I had the pleasure of being on it as one of the early guests. It's amazing.
I love the concept for sure.
So and I've been listening to all of them. Like every episode. The last episode.
That's 100%.
No, it's 100% my wheelhouse.
Definitely.
But the last episode. So what they do is they take a different writing prompt or world building prompt every time. It's Dylan and his guest, and they just here's the prompt. Let's build a world. Our prompt, the one that we did, was the moment that your life is in danger, you develop a superpower to get you out of it. And we created an entire world around that. The last episode I just listened to was build a world that is the size of a house. And so they got kind of like almost like a little bit of a Gulliver's Travels kind of vibe going with it. Like it was pretty cool.
I dig it.
But yeah, so we also don't just support podcasts on here. I also want to shout out Interstellar Brewing Company because they've been great to us.
Yeah,
I'd really like to
for
go out there again sometime.
They're actually doing a 27-band music festival today, and I've just spent all day moving and couldn't go.
Next week, I think.
Yeah, Thursday. They're doing a tap takeover.
Yep. Cork
like
and Cleaver.
right by your house.
Cork and Cleaver.
Yeah,
Yep.
over by Cork
I
and
thought
Cleaver.
that place looked
familiar.
familiar.
So we'll be at that. Yeah,
Yep.
by the time you hear this, it'll be in the past. But yeah.
But they do all kinds of things. Go like their Facebook.
They're really active on Instagram.
Yeah, our Facebook, the Books, Beards, Booze Facebook. If you go to our page, they are one of the pages that we like, and it's featured on the right-hand side of ours, so you can get their link.
But they're great. They've always invited us out to be at their stuff. We've set up several times. They're like spring flings, fall festivals, that kind of stuff. And it's great. I had never had ginger beer before. And if you told me, Bob, man, you're going to love ginger beer, I'd be like, you're fucking dumb because I don't like ginger ale. Guess what? I love ginger beer.
Ginger beer for your ginger beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you both have ginger beards, and you both like ginger beers.
Yeah.
I do.
But yeah.
This is an accurate statement.
So, yeah, we just wanted to take some time, shout out these folks that have been good to us, and we just kind of wanted to take some time and return the favor. I hope that you go check them out.
Yeah.
Give them a like, listen, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Let them know that we sent you.
Yeah. Tell them, like, hey. I mean, most of the time, I quit. Every time I shout one of these people out, I was just like, hey, we shouted you out on this episode. You should listen.
Yeah.
So tell me what I got wrong. Spoiler, every person who has ever shouted us out has gotten our name mixed up. Every time.
Books, Boots,
no
Beers.
one.
Do you have any idea how long it took for me to remember
No
what it was?
one. And I tell them, I was like, no, it's cool. Trust me. Literally
Everyone.
no one.
Yep.
I love
knows
how
how
the
to say
email we got was Books, Beards, Bears.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we'll be talking about that.
I love
But
it.
yeah,
I
no.
love
So it don't
Bears
feel,
beats Battlestar Galactica. That's
I've
us.
been watching The Office all day today. That's the third. Like, we've said multiple things that made me almost quote it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Held back.
Bears
All right.
beats.
So please, if you would, take some time. If any of these things sounded interesting to you, please go check them out. Like, they're good people. I wouldn't be supporting if these were like pieces of shit. I wouldn't be like, "Ooh, go check them out," because I'm,
No, these are all cool people.
Yeah, they're all good people.
Doing good things.
Yeah, doing the thing, throwing themselves out there, and that should be supported. They probably speak a lot better than I do. Hell, I even know that some of them actually look up how to pronounce words.
Oh, my word.
So they're
Blasphemous. Blasphemous.
Yeah. So, all right.
kill you guys.
Well, I hope you'll go check these people out. Show them some love. Show us some love. We love them. They love us.
Can I call these people support bras again?
The B cups?
Yeah.
The B cups?
The B cups.
All right. And in the coming weeks, months, years, whenever you hear this, because we'll probably drop it every so often, may the blessing of the beard be upon you.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to this episode of Books, Beards, Booze. Our co-hosts are Bob, Derek, and Tanya. Our producer is Bob. For more information, visit our website, booksbeardsbooze.com. Follow our social media at Tales by Bob. If you enjoyed this podcast, please rate, subscribe, and share. Okay, bye.